Hello guys and girls, welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with, now I think I've come to the terms and the realisation that filming what I eat in a day on Summer World has to be my favourite kind of video, so I'm just going to keep on doing, they're going to keep on coming just because I really do enjoy picking up the camera and showing you guys what I eat in a day. Today we are just doing the standard, extra easy, potatoes, you know, everything you can eat, basically sticking within our 15 sins, having a healthy extra A's, having a healthy extra B's, but I just wanted to create some dishes that are my absolute favourite on Summer World, show you how I do them, and hopefully again just inspire you with some new recipe ideas. So if you are interested in watching, then let's go. Also, I do feel like a bit of a lion with this mane. I put my hair in French plaits last night, and it's like come out like wet. I washed my hair and then put them straight in like really tight French plaits, and it's come out really curly. And I look in the mirror, I feel like I look a bit electrocuted, but I feel like throughout the day it might drop and it might just get a bit more tame, so just deal with the mane. So today for breakfast we are having what I call a breakfast bake. Now basically it's really simple to do. It's an oven job and a frying job, so just bear that in mind if you're going to recreate this. I'll talk through the ingredients you need first, and then again, like I normally do, I'll just show you a step-by-step on how you do it, talk through the sins, talk through the dish basically. But it's called Chloe's breakfast bake. I've been doing this since the very start of my journey. It's one of those recipes again that you can adapt to whatever you fancy. So the first thing you are going to need are some cherry tomatoes. So I've just got some here. You will then need some mushrooms. Now these mushrooms, to be honest, do look a bit worse for wear, but mushrooms are a fungus anyway, aren't they? So if they're going a bit off, does anybody, I don't know if I should do this, does anybody else like love a raw mushroom, or is that just me? Me and my friend Elenia from uni, we would literally eat raw mushrooms and everybody would be so utterly disgusted. But I don't know, just, you know, when you're cooking and you can't, and you like, you don't want to wait for it to, and you can't wait for your dish to be made, I just snack on a mushroom here and there. It's probably really not good for my insides, and I'm sure many of you will tell me do not do that, it's not good for your belly, but I love raw mushroom me. So yeah, some chopped up mushrooms. You will also need a red onion. Red onions are my favourite onions. I don't know why, I feel like they're just super sweet. So you just need a little baby one, so I've just got a little baby one here. Some spinach. Spinach is brilliant for losing weight, full of speed, and I feel like it's a really good, I guess you class, sorry again there's construction going on, so ignore that bashing and crashing in the background. Also, if you're not a fan of spinach, because I know some people don't like the taste of like raw spinach, people say it's like earthy and like a bit like, I know what you mean, but if you do not like spinach but you want to get it in your meals, then literally if you just like fry it off in a pan or even boil it, it does condense to really like, you can literally put it like in with a spag bowl, in with a chili, just to get it in there hidden. But yeah, I love spinach anyway. I don't mind eating it raw. So you need some spinach. You then need some bacon medallion. So here I've just got the Morrison's 70% less fat lean smoked bacon medallions. Now let me just check if there's any sins within them, because you know that I tell you guys that sometimes smoked bacon medallions, even though they have no fat on them, there's no visible fat on them, sometimes they do have sins within them because they have brown sugar in them to make them smoky. I'm talking a lot with my hands today. Oh my lord. See, I'm so shocked. So this is coming up as 1 sin per 100 grams. So there's 225 grams in here and there's 8 bacon medallions. So how do I work that out? So if there's 225 grams in here and there's 8 bacon medallions and 100 gram is 1 sin, 200 divided by 8, I'm not sure, I'll have to figure it out and put it on here because I'm crap at maths. So yeah, this is the sin value for a bacon rasher. Now I'm going to use 2 of these, so you need 2 bacon. It doesn't have to be smoked, it can be whatever you like. So there are some obviously bacon which are sin free, but I just do prefer the taste of the smoked bacon medallion, just add a little something. So bacon, then you need a tiny bit of cheese. Now you don't really need cheese for this dish, but I love cheese on anything. Cheese is I love cheese, so I will add a little bit sprinkle of this, but this is the Pilgrim's Choice extra mature lighter cheese. Now I don't know if it's just me, but I do find sometimes with the lighter cheeses that they just taste like nothing. You don't get that like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like pungent, cheesy sort of taste with some of the lighter ones. Obviously it's because they're lighter and they haven't got as much naughtiness, I don't really know. But I do find that this lighter Pilgrim's Choice does have a bit more taste over the like Aldi and Lidl one, so I've been tending to pick up this one. It is a tiny bit more expensive. Sometimes it is on offer in like the bigger supermarket. So I'm literally going to use a sprinkle of this, so I probably will weigh it, obviously just to keep accountable, but you only need a little bit of cheese. Then you need some good old baked beans. Baked beans are free on Slimming World. To be honest, I don't really eat beans. The only time I eat beans is when I'm having this breakfast bake, or when I'm feeling like I need a stodgy something really comforting. Back in school, did anybody else used to have pasta, beans and cheese at dinner time? I feel like that was my like absolute go-to lunch. So if I'm feeling like I want that and I'm fancying that, then I'll use baked beans for that, or again just for this breakfast bake. I'm not like fussy with regards to beans. Like I'll eat any, I'll eat the cheapest ones. These Aldi, they were probably like 32p. So yeah, I'm not fussed on having to have Heinz, but if you like Heinz, then get your Heinz. And then you need 1 egg. So the first thing that you want to do, like I said, you've got a bit of frying and a bit of ovening. You want to turn the oven on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn that beast on to around 180 degrees. Then you want to get your frying done first. So the things you're going to fry are your bacon. So what you want to do is chop that up into little pieces. I'm going to go ahead and do that. You then want to chop up your onion into little diced pieces as well. And then you want to chop up your mushroom. Joking. You want to chop up your mushroom into just like your normal like slice, like you would. And then also your cherry tomatoes, just chop them in half. So I'm going to crack on and do that, then I will show you what we do next. So I've just chopped up my veggies. So here I've got, I'm trying to show you without chucking them all on the floor. Tomatoes, mushrooms and red onion. I've decided to just chop them like that. Like slice like that rather than in dice. Don't know, just decided on the spot. So yeah, tomatoes, mushrooms and onions. And then I've also got here my chopped bacon just into little pieces. And then I just want to feature this. You can sort of see him there. Bear's parents got us these plants, I guess, because we love basil and we love chili. So at the moment I'm growing some basil and chili, and may I say it's flourishing. This one seems to be extremely overgrown. So yeah, I'm watering them every day. They're like my little baby. They live up on the little windowsill, so they smell amazing. So I have decided that I'm going to use some basil in this dish as well. You don't need to use fresh basil. You can use like I'll show you. You can use like your standard mixed herb sort of seasoning you've got. Anything that's green and herby, then you can put on it. But I am going to chop up some fresh basil just to give it that extra nice taste. So the first thing you want to do now is fry off your bacon, fry off your onions and fry off your mushrooms, and keep the tomatoes aside because we're not going to fry them off. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. This pan as well is absolutely amazing. I bought it from Aldi the other day. It was £8.99 or £9.99, and it's honestly so nice. It's like a grey sort of marble, I guess, effect, but I just find it's not sticky. It's so easy to clean and everything just comes off it really nicely. So it was in the special buys of Aldi, so if you shop in Aldi, then I definitely recommend having a little look. So what you're just going to do is you're going to fry your little frying pan with some Firelight, which is sin free. Look at the old egg there. So the first thing that you want to do is basically get like a little oven proof dish like this. It's quite small. I got this one from Poundland, and I literally do everything in it. I do baked oats in it, I do breakfast bakes, I do all sorts in it. So you just want to get a little oven proof dish. First thing you want to do is line that dish with your tomatoes, just so it sort of covers the base, like so. And then what you want to do is you want to get a bit of your bacon, mushroom and onion mixture that you've fried off, and just pop that on top. And you only want to use half of this because what you're going to do is like layer the bake essentially, so just use half of that stuff. Then add again half of your fresh basil, or again mixed herbs, whatever you fancy. Then I'm going to add a few spinach leaves as well. Then I'm going to add some of my beans. This is going in the oven, so don't worry, I'm not eating cold beans, although I do. Oh, look at that. I love a tin of cold beans. So pop that over the top, like so. And then again, you just want to get the remaining of the bacon and onion and mushroom mix, pop that on top. So this is quite like a hefty breakfast. Obviously it's sort of like full English, but not without your sausages and stuff. It's just a sort of different way to do it. And I just find it really easy. And what I used to do as well at work is I used to make this like the night before, and then I just warm it up in the microwave at work, and it does keep you really full. Just gonna clean that up. Then what you want to add is your fresh basil. Again, the remaining of that. Then I have weighed out 20 grams of lighter cheese, so that's half a 1 healthy extra A. Just sprinkle that on top. All over. Then this is the trick, well, not tricky bit, but this is the bit which gets a bit thinly. You just want to literally crack your egg on the top of this. Like so, and then pop it in the oven on around 180 degrees, don't move, on around 180 degrees for like, I don't know, 8 minutes, something like that. So we're going to pop it in the microwave, in the oven now. Here we are. Here is our breakfast bake. It smells so good. I've also topped it with some salt and pepper, and I think I cooked it for a tiny bit long because normally my egg is runny, but as you can see, it's a bit hard on top, maybe runny inside a little bit. But what I do is I basically just like mix this, sort of mix it all together and get a bite of everything. But yeah, I worked it out as well. Well, Bear helped me work it out. 2 of the bacon medallions which I used are half a sin. So this whole thing is half a sin and half of 1 healthy extra A. What I will do as well, although we've got speed in there, I will be adding some spinach on the side. So like I'll have a mouthful, I might put a bit of spinach in just to really, really up my speed. But this is my breakfast and super easy to make. And like I said, you can as well, if you want, make this like the night before or the morning and then just microwave it up. Or if you're like me and you like things cold, then I would happily eat this cold as well. Okay, so it is time for another check-in with you guys. It is lunchtime. Now, I don't know about you, but that breakfast bake really did fill me up. So it's quite late now. I mean, late for lunch, but that's fine because I was so fulfilled from having the breakfast bake. I'm only now wanting to create lunch. So what we're gonna have today, now this is sort of like a lunch that, well, it doesn't take much effort. I mean, it's not gonna take you hours, but it's going to be one of those lunches that you can batch cook and use it throughout the week. So with me going back to work at the moment, I need to have lunches that are done and ready so I can just grab, go, eat at my lunch break and no faffing around. So this pasta, which I'm going to make now, will do me for the week ahead. So it will do me probably 4 portions of lunch. So what it's called, it's actually from one of the magazines, the Slimming World magazines, and it's called the Pizza Topped Pasta Bake, and it is really, really, really is simple. You don't need very many ingredients at all, and it's just so easy to do but so satisfying and so filling. So it is sin-free and part of your healthy extra A as well, but I'll explain all of that once I run through the ingredients. So the first ingredient you need is 3 whopping cans of chopped tomatoes. So any will do. I've got 1 here. This is how wild I am, how wild my cupboards get. But we've got 1 here from Aldi, probably around 32p. We've got 1 here from Asda Smart Price. And then we've got a posher one here from Napoleon. This is probably Tesco, something like that. So you need 3 tins of chopped tomatoes. Now in the recipe on Slimming World, it doesn't say anything about using onions, but I just love onions, like I said earlier. So I decided to put 3 little mini red onions into this dish just to give it a bit of something else. So these are optional. On the recipe, it doesn't say to have them, but I just feel like adding a bit more speed into it, a bit more flavour. You can't really go wrong. So 3 little red onions. It says on the recipe to do 4 garlic cloves. Now these 2 are whoppers, so I've got 2 big garlic cloves, but 4 normal sized ones. Then you need, now I'm not normally a fan of vinegar, I absolutely hate vinegar. I like salt and vinegar crisps, I like, what else got vinegar in it? I like pickled stuff, but I'm not the type of person that would have vinegar on your fish and chips from the fish and chip shop. I've never liked it, and the smell just goes through me. But I often cook with balsamic vinegar. Now, I know some people get joy out of dipping bread into this, like, again, that's not for me. But when cooking with it, it just does give that tangy taste. So you need it says a splash of this, but I'll show you when making it. You then need some mozzarella, the best cheese in the world. So here I have got the Aldi light mozzarella. Any mozzarella will do. I just try and pick up the light one if they've got it. And then they only had one of those left, so I picked this one up in Sainsbury's, I think, and it's just the Galbana one. Any mozzarella will do. Just check the app accordingly with regards to your healthy extras. And then you need some sort of pasta. Again, it doesn't really matter what shape, what size, whatever pasta you've got in the cupboard. I've got rigatoni, so that's going to do me wonders. And then my good old basil plant. You need quite a lot of basil for this dish as well. So the first thing you want to do is preheat your oven again to 180 degrees. And then what you need to do is I'm going to chop up my garlic and my onions. With the onions, I'll just chop them up into diced small pieces. Chop my garlic up into diced, or you can crush it. And then what you want to do is you want to use all 3 of your chopped tomatoes in like I guess a saucepan would work quite well. I use a saucepan or like my Aldi frying pan, whatever you fancy. I'm going to probably use Aldi one just because it's bigger, so I can mix everything together. So you want to pop all of your tomatoes in the pan. You want to pop your onions in the pan, and you want to pop your garlic in the pan. What I personally like to do, again, I use recipes quite a lot, but I often sort of adapt them to how I like it and how I feel like it works. So I will fry off my onions and garlic first, and then I will pop in the tomatoes. So yeah, pop your oven on, do this step first, and then I'll show you what we do next. But it's so simple. And you need, it serves 4 people, and you need 350 grams of pasta, 25 grams of fresh basil. Now I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've ever weighed basil. Like, I feel like it weighs nothing, so I just get quite a lot, however much you want. 3 cans of chopped tomatoes, your garlic, large splash of balsamic vinegar, oregano too, if that's what I forgot. You need some oregano for this dish. And I think it's like one of those dishes where you can sort of use what ingredients you've got. As long as you've got the mozzarella, as long as you've got the tomatoes, and as long as you've got the basil and the pasta, I think you're good to go with it. So yeah, I'm just gonna get a move on, chop up the onions, chop up the garlic, start frying them off, and then I'll show you what I do when putting in the tomatoes. Okay, so we're up close and personal for this. I'm just going to quickly show you what I do for this. Super simple, it's not going to take long. So I've just got my onions here with the garlic. I'm just going to fry the pan, just going to spray the pan, oh my god. I'm just going to spray the pan with fry light. Once I'm happy with how it's sort of browned off, then we'll add the chopped tomatoes. So cue the music. Okay, so we've got the onions nearly done. Sorry if there's background music. We're both here working from home, so it's a bit tricky, but we've got the onions frying nicely, and I've also just weighed out my 350 grams of rigatoni pasta, whatever pasta you like. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the chopped tomatoes. Just put it on a medium heat, the pan. So that's one lot. Oh, and now I'm going to need to open this. Simmer this for around 15 to 20 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to season it with some salt and pepper. I'm going to put a timer on for 15 minutes. I'm going to keep on stirring it, but you just basically want it to sort of thicken and reduce in volume. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so it's bubbling away quite nice. Once it's bubbling and you're happy, then you just want to literally add like a splash of balsamic vinegar. I'm not really sure on mils or anything. I'm literally just gonna put that in, and then I've just started to boil my pasta as well. So yeah, just keep going. Mix it all in. and keep going until you've done around 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so next up, what you want to do with the pasta actually is you want to cook it, but cook it for 3 minutes less than it advises you to on the packet, because it's still going to do a bit of cooking when we pop it in the oven. So take 3 minutes off of the time that it tells you on the packet to cook it. Then what you want to do is work with your mozzarella. So here we've got 200 grams of mozzarella. One of them is light and one of them is just normal. So it's 200 grams altogether. I'm just going to class these as 4 healthy extra A's across my 4 portions I'm going to make out of this. So it's going to be one healthy extra A per portion, just for ease, because like I said, one's light. You can have 70 grams of light, you can have less grams of like normal. So just to stop it being confusing, I'm classing this as 4 healthy extra A's. So this is bubbling away quite nicely. Just be careful, it is spitting a little bit. So if you're cooking this, just make sure you've got no kiddies nearby or anything like that, because it does spit a little bit. My pasta is nearly done. So what you want to do now is you want to just tear up your mozzarella into little pieces. Okay, so as you would have just saw, I basically laid the pasta, then the sauce, mixed it together, laid the pasta again and the sauce and mixed it together. And then what I did is I put in half of the mozzarella and mixed that in with the pasta and the sauce. And then what you want to do before popping it in the oven is just pop on the remaining of your mozzarella all over the top. Again, the remaining of your basil all over the top, and then a sprinkle of oregano. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Literally, this mozzarella, I could literally just shove this in my mouth and eat it right now. So make sure that you've got it nice and evenly distributed amongst the Italian dish. I'm so excited. I'm so hungry. I literally need a snack. I might have to have a snack. All that cheesy goodness. This is going to melt really nicely, and this is going to serve me 4 different dishes, which is great. So we've just popped on the mozzarella all on top, as you can see. I'm just going to pop on the basil as well. I did also mix in basil, you would have seen, and then I'm going to sprinkle on some oregano, or oregano as American people call it. What do they call it? Oregano? No. Orgenio? I don't know. Yeah, just a generous amount, however much you want. And basically, this is it. You then pop it in the oven on 180 degrees for 15 minutes, and then it is ready. It is delicious. So simple. Vegetarian as well, because also you use no meat. Yeah, really, really nice dish. Yeah, a bit of faff to make, but so worth it. And like I said, beautiful for leftovers. Here is the finished result. Honestly, if you could smell the kitchen right now, you would hire me to be your personal chef, because this is amazing. So massive sort of dish, perfect for batch cooking. I will split this into 4 portions, 1 healthy extra A per portion. I'm gonna serve myself some now, and then I'm just gonna have it with some standard baby leaf salad just to up my speed, because obviously we're having pasta. But honestly, this is looking and smelling divine. So I'm gonna tuck into this now and then catch you once my belly is nice and full. But can we just appreciate how easy that was and how delicious it looks? And I know it's gonna be a family favorite for you guys, because what don't you love more than pasta, tomato, cheese? Just really comforting, feel good food, and yeah. Okay, whilst I've got you here, I just want to prepare our dessert with you now, because you need time to let it set in the fridge. So tonight for dessert after dinner, we are going to have Slim and World friendly trifle. Now, I haven't really actually spoke about this or shared it on my Instagram, I don't think. I have only recently sort of come across it. Now, it's not my recipe. I am awful at remembering who I got inspiration from, but I promise you I will leave their account down below. I'm copying them basically, so I did not make this up. But if you want to try it, then I would 100% recommend trying it. I have adapted it again. I love doing a little bit of a jig, a little bit of adaptation to some of these sort of recipes I do see online, just for personal preference. But basically what we're needing to do now to allow us to be able to eat it tonight is make some jelly, basically, because we're gonna have the jelly at the bottom, then I'll tell you in the evening what we make it with, and what we make the rest with, sorry. So basically I got these little dishes. This one was actually from Sainsbury's. I picked it up the other day, so it's probably still be in store. It's £2 I believe, and it's just like the perfect little jar for like perfect little, I guess, glass jar for a trifle, because one, you can obviously see it because it's clear, and two, it's just a really nice decent size for a proper dessert. And then I do have some little baby glass pots which I use on a weekly basis to make jelly anyway, so any remaining jelly I have, I'll just pop it in these little ones here. So the jelly that I'm using obviously is the Hartley's strawberry jelly. Now we're making a strawberry trifle. You can make whatever flavoured trifle you would like, but we're sticking with the strawberry theme. So one of these, so obviously it comes with 2 sachets. One of these sachets is 1.5 sins, but we're not going to be needing all of it. So probably, to be honest, it'll only be around half a sin amount's worth that we use for this trifle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to carefully tear them apart. Okay, yeah, I always do that. I always manage to break one. So with this, it says on the back that you need 250 millilitres of boiling water and then 250 millilitres of cold water. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this. So you meant to mix this around until all of the jelly crystals are absorbed, and then you add in the cold water. I've just realised that it said 250 mils. I meant 285 mils. Basically, it works out as half a pint. So half a pint of boiling water first, and then half a pint of cool water. Again, it doesn't matter if it's not exact, just make sure you've got it sort of similar to around that. So as you can see, it makes quite a lot. I feel like I did do the 250 mil, what I thought it said, but that's fine, it's still gonna work. So what I'm gonna do with this one, because this is what I'm gonna be eating from tonight, I'm just gonna fill it like, this is gonna be really hard, I'll just show you, but like sort of halfway, so sort of where this dish sort of dips up, you just want to reach it to the part before it spreads out. So I'm just gonna pour that in. So let's see if you can see it. Maybe a tiny bit more. I think that will do. Yeah, that will do. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but we've just filled it up to around there. And then, like I said, as you can see, I've still got quite a lot of this left. So I'm just going to pour it in here for, this is going to be for like me for the next couple of days. But I'm just going to pour the excess in these little glass little pots. Ramekins, I got these from Poundland and they're brilliant. They're just the perfect size. So like on an evening when you fancy something sweet, you can just get one of these out the fridge. Is what I tend to do anyway. Or even after lunch when you're fancying something. Okay, so it's done 2, and then I'm just gonna pour the excess into the trifle one, I think. Okay, so these ones are for another day, ones I made earlier. So we'll put those to the side, but we're still working on our trifle for tonight. So we've got this here. Now, trifle obviously comes with strawberries. So what I've done is I have just chopped up a few fresh strawberries, and I'm literally going to pop some of the strawberries in the jelly mix so that when it sets, you've got the strawberries in it as well. Just, you know, make it fancy. It depends on how many you want in here. I chopped up 2 strawberries and I feel like I've got too much, and I will eat these in a minute. But yeah, you get the gist. You're just popping your strawberries. This is the base of our trifle. So without pouring it all over the floor, you've got your jelly, which I'm going to class as half a sin, and then your strawberries, which is speed. So what you want to do is just want to wait for that to cool down a little bit, just so that the boiling water cools down, then pop it in the fridge, and then I don't know, wait until it's sort of set. So maybe just keep an eye on it. You want it to be full on set before you put the next layer on, because if you were to put the next layer on, it'd all mix and it'd be an absolute shambles. So yeah, in the fridge. I don't really know how long it says it takes. Just it says to refrigerate to set. So yeah, gonna go ahead and do that. And whilst I've got you again, to save me coming back, I've had my lunch and it was honestly the nicest pasta I've ever had. It was so delicious, and I cannot wait for tomorrow when I have it again for lunch as leftovers. So that is really filled me up, because you've got it's just pasta's filling, as you know, and then with the salad obviously to make sure I'm getting my speed in. But I do feel like I need a little bit of something a little bit sweet, so I'm gonna go and grab something from the fridge. I don't know what yet, but we're just gonna have a little look what we've got in. So like I said, I wanted something sweet, I wanted something satisfying and nice to really help me through the day and help me not want to snack on all the naughty stuff. So I finally managed to get my hands on the Arla salted caramel protein yogurt. This again is like gold to the dust. It is so hard to get your hands on because the flavour I think is so unique, especially for like a yogurt. So this is full of protein, so it's going to keep you nice and full, and it is 2.5 cents. Now normally I wouldn't spend 2.5 cents on a yogurt, because you guys know I love my my Lidl yogurts, which are 1 cent, but I feel like the flavour, it is quite like a hefty sort of size. So I'm gonna literally have a cup of tea now, sit down, have some strawberries and have this for 2.5 cents, and that's going to keep me going, keep me nice and satisfied until dinner. Now I also just wanted to share that these days this day I haven't really planned what I'm having. It's sort of been like, okay, what have we got, what are we gonna have? And people do normally ask me, do you plan your meals for the week? I don't, just because I wake up and sometimes, say if I had a little list of what I'm eating that day that I planned last week and I don't fancy it, I'll be like, oh nah. So it is very much for me personally. I know some people do prefer to plan, do their food shop, have lasagna Monday, chili Tuesday, burgers, do you know what I mean? But for us, it's sort of what we fancy. So we always have like meats and all the veg and everything in the fridge. It's just we decide on the night. So at present, I have no idea what we're having for dinner. Obviously what I will do is I'll have a look what I've eaten through the day, and I'll have a look at how many sins I've used, and I'll have a look at what healthy extras I've used and how many I've got left. So I haven't used my Hex B, my fibre allowance, so I could incorporate that to my dinner, because obviously normally I would save that for a dessert, for example. But because I'm having my trifle, I have got a healthy extra B to play with for dinner, so maybe we can do something with that. I've had 1.5 worth of my 2 healthy extra A's. So I have my 20 grams of cheese for my breakfast, and then I have my mozzarella for my lunch. So we haven't really got much dairy to play with. So yeah, it's just sort of play it by ear. That's what I feel. I feel like sometimes when you apply too much pressure to yourself and you say, look, this is what we're having Monday, this is what we're having Tuesday, and you wake up and you think, I really don't fancy that food, that's when you sort of tend to like maybe, oh, do you know what, screw it. So if it works for you, then absolutely, I wish it did for me. But we're very particular in the way we wake up and the way we feel and the weather out, you know, all these little things that really do depend on how you feel and what food you want. That's just how we roll. So yeah, stop talking, Chloe. Stop talking. So yeah, I'm gonna pop this in the fridge once it's cooled down, and then probably the next time we catch up, friends, will be when we do dinner, or it might be when my jelly's set and I'll show you the next step. I just want to address the elephant in the room. I have taken all of my makeup off. It feels weird, but I don't know. We just basically went on a walk, and I thought, you know what, I really don't want to wear makeup when getting out in the fresh air, get that fresh air on my face. So I hope you don't mind. I hope, yes, my neck is a different colour to my face, but that is just how we roll. So it is much later now and it is dinner time, but before I prep dinner, I just wanted to show you the next step of the trifle. So I've just got her out of the fridge and she's set nicely. So just like press on it and just make sure it's like tacky and set. So what you're going to do now for the next layer is use a Muller Light. This is the banana and custard flavour, and it is half a sin. Who remembers when these used to be sin free? Not anymore, my friends. So half a sin for this, half a sin for the jelly. So literally all you do is you pour the yogurt on top. Just make sure it covers like the whole of the jelly, if that makes sense. And then you pop it back in the fridge again to set a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. If you did just want to like pop this on and eat it from like this, then you can, but I like to just put it in the fridge for a little bit longer. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Literally what I'm going to do is just pour this on top like so. And like if you did want an extra thick trifle, then you could use 2 of these, because obviously they're only half a sin each, but one's perfect for me. Just make sure you get every little scraping of this baby out. And I just find that this flavour, the banana and custard one, just goes perfectly, because it basically tastes like, well, it tastes similar, shall we say, to custard. So make sure you lick the lid, because we don't want any going to waste. So far our trifle is looking at 1 sin. But there's still more to come. There is still more to come, but I just wanted to show you that. This is the way that I do it. I like to take my time with it, do the different steps. Okay, so we'll put her to the side, give her a little zhuzh. This is what it's looking like so far. So you've got the jelly at the bottom with the strawberries in, and then you've got the custard Muller light on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that in the fridge now, allow us to cook dinner, eat dinner, and then I'll show you the next step. So like I was saying earlier, I had no idea in what we wanted to cook for tea, and so when Bear and I were just out on our walk just then, I was like, what can we have? I said, I've got my healthy extra B left, and he is so trained, he knows what that means, so I didn't need to explain it to him. I was like, I've got my healthy extra B left. I want something different, something quite fancy, something, well, not fancy. Basically, I didn't really want to spend loads of time cooking something. I didn't want to be like at the pan simmering something for ages, if that makes sense. So we came up with the idea of making Slimming World sausage rolls. We have got the Aldi pork sausages. These are the less than 3% fat ones, and they are half a sin each, so super low. They are my favourite low-syn sausage, so if you're in need of a new sausage, if you love a sausage, then these are really good from Aldi. So we always get these, and I always have some in the freezer as well for emergencies, so we'll use them. Then we've obviously got a healthy extra B left, so I'm going to use a trusty, get all the foil off, WW tortilla wrap. So one of these is your healthy extra B, or if you've already used your healthy extra B and you want to sin these, then these are 6 sins each. So we'll be using one of them, the sausages, and then I'm just going to do standard mash and peas, I think. Not super speedy, which for me, I do like to try and have a lot of speed, but it's just one of them days. I'm being real with you, I'm being honest with you, I just don't fancy salad leaves. Like, I've had salad for my lunch, I had spinach for my breakfast, I've had sort of fruit throughout the day, my breakfast and my lunch had speed in it. I'll just make sure that I maybe have an apple tonight or something. So I'm not fancying loads of speed with this. Obviously, if you wanted it, then you could maybe add carrots, spring greens, whatever you normally do with like bangers and mash. But tonight, Jonathan, we are not having any speed. Call the police. Got some potatoes. Now, fun fact, I've never actually done mash before, so this could go horribly wrong. I've only ever done smash, like lazy, but I'm fancying making my own. I also have 20 grams of cheese left, may I not forget, so I'm gonna incorporate that into the mash, make it a bit cheesy, and then I'll show you how to do the sausage rolls with the wrap, because that's kind of cool. But yeah, let's just crack on. I'm gonna peel the potatoes. You guys know how to peel a potato, so I'm not gonna show you how to do that. I'm gonna chop them up, boil them for a bit so they go a bit soft. Then I am gonna mash them, well, blend them with my blender, and then add my cheese into the potato, so they'll be sorted and done, and then I'll show you what I do with the sausage roll, just so you get the hang of it. Okay, so you might be able to hear the potatoes bubbling away, doing their bubbling. Now we are going to de-skin a sausage. Never ever done this before, so again, could be completely wrong, but I've got the Aldi sausages, and for these sausage rolls you want to de-skin them basically, so I'm gonna go ahead and try. I mean, I'm making a little slit into one of them. To be fair, they probably don't have like a lot of skin on them because they're is that what makes them healthier? I don't know. No, it's probably the meat, isn't it? Oh, okay, it's a lot easier than I thought, kind of. There probably is a technique to this, hence why I'm not showing you. But that's what I'm doing first, basically. I'm de-skinning the skin off of a sausage so that we can like roll the meat into the shapes we want. So this is what it's looking like. Is that disgusting? I don't know if that's disgusting. We've got our sausages out of the oven. Now we've got a wrap here. I've just got a little bit of a whisked egg, and I'm just gonna basically, I need to get one of those brushes. We don't have one, but I'm gonna order one after I do this. But you just want to essentially cover the whole base of the wrap with a bit of egg. This will just allow it to get a bit sticky and come together nicely, like so. And then leave this aside because you're going to need it in a minute. And then I've just got two of the sausages here, so they're half a cent each. Just want to pop that in the middle, and then what you want to do, just like you do with a normal wrap, is just wrap it. But what you want to do here is I'm just going to add a bit more egg wash just to ensure that it definitely sticks together, like so. And then you wrap this one round as well, again like you normally would. Make sure the sausages stay in. And it's basically like a like a hot dog, but not. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the remaining egg wash and just pop that all over the top so that it goes nice and crispy, and then wherever you can put it basically. And then you want to pop it back in the oven for around another 15 minutes. Just make sure this is nice and tight, and then just pop it back in the tray you used originally for around 15 minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like. So yeah, basically you've got your sausage roll using your healthy extra A, no, your healthy extra B for the wrap. And then let's pan over to my, so yeah, I tried to make mash, but it looks more like a potato puree, but that's fine. It tastes absolutely delicious. And then I've got peas, and then I've got half a tin worth of ketchup. But yeah, this is my sausage roll, mash, peas and ketchup kind of dinner. So satisfying. Yes, there's no speed, but this is what I want right now. It's on plan, and that's all that matters. To finish off the day for something that I've been literally waiting for since I woke up. So as you would know, we've made this throughout the day. So we've got the jelly on the bottom with the strawberries, and then we've got the Muller light on the top as well. Now to make it a trifle, what we need to add is obviously some cream. So this is the Morrison's Lighter Real Dairy Squirty Cream. And this is 2.5 cents for 20 grams. So that's what I'm going to use today. So I'm going to have 2.5 cents worth. And then on top of the trifle, I'm going to add some sugar colour strands. These are just from Aldi. And I can't find them on the app, but every other sort of brand is 1 cent for a teaspoon. So I'm just going to go with that. So to weigh out your cream, obviously it's quite hard because it's a liquid. I just use some weighing scales. So I'm just going to pop the trifle on top of the scale, like so. I'm gonna pop it to 0, and then gonna shake up the cream, and then I'm just gonna fill it all until it's 20 grams. So let's go. Perfect, so that was 20 grams, so that's quite a decent amount. And then I am just gonna pop a teaspoon worth of the colour strands on top for another cent. Oh my god, I'm so excited with this. And there you go, you've got your trifle, you've got your jelly, your custard and your cream on top. So let's just talk through the sins again. Half a cent for the jelly, half a cent for the Muller Light yogurt, 2.5 cents for the cream, and 1 cent for the sugar strands. Stuffed. That trifle was absolutely delicious. Honestly, like, so good, and I'm not just saying that, it really was delicious. So if a trifle is your kind of thing, then I would 100% recommend trying it. It was insane. So like I normally do on my what I eat in a day videos, I will just show you my little planner that I write in every single day at the end of the day, just like I said before, to keep me accountable, to allow me to look back if I want to look back. So I'm just going to turn you around and show you. Here's the food diary for today. At the top it just shows you what healthy extras I've had. So I had 40 grams of lighter cheese and 40 grams of mozzarella, and then I had the Weight Watchers wrap for the sausage rolls for my healthy extra B. So for breakfast we had the breakfast bake, which had half a sin for our bacon. All the rest was sin free, speed, protein, things like that, so that's brilliant. Then obviously we had 20 grams of cheese, so that's part of our first healthy extra A. Then for lunch we had the pizza top pasta bake, which was absolutely delicious, and I cannot wait to have it again tomorrow. So that's an absolute must if you like mozzarella and basil and pasta and tomatoes and things like that. So that was again one of my healthy extra A's with the mozzarella, so that's 1.5 healthy extra A's used so far. And then we had some salad for the speed, which is perfect. And then for dinner we had the sausage rolls using the Weight Watchers wrap, which again was so successful. And then my mash was a bit worse for wear. I mean, it was runny, it's more like a puree, but like I said, I've never made it before, so I don't really know what to do different. If you know a good mash recipe, let me know, because I simply just mashed up 2 potatoes and it just seemed really runny. I don't know whether I blended it too much, maybe. But so we had the sausage rolls, the mash and the peas. So we had 1 sin for the sausage for the sausages, the Aldi ones, which are half a sin each, and then I had a half sin worth of ketchup as well. So that was that. So no speed in that meal, but I'm not too fussed because I had speed for breakfast, I had speed for lunch, and then in my dessert we had some strawberries as well. And then our little snacks throughout the day, we had the salted caramel yogurt, which was absolutely amazing, so I'm going to go and stock up on some more on them hopefully. And then we had the jelly, the Muller Light, the cream and the sugar strands for the trifle. So we're ending on 9 sins, which for what I've eaten today I think is really, really good. I feel like I've had my full 15 because I've just been so satisfied by all of the food throughout the day. And then in my mood, I feel inspired. I've even put a few little locks on my hair, and then I've just put a little sticker to motivate myself and to motivate you guys. You are stronger than you think. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram because I do post all of my food on there on a daily basis rather than just waiting for me to upload on here, if that makes sense. And if you do recreate any of these meals, I would love for you to tag me on Instagram. It just means I can just see that you're enjoying, and that's the main thing. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week for another video, and please take care and look after yourself. Bye.